Hello, welcome to my channel. So this is Lady D. So this will be my reading for the new moon that's going to be in Aquarius on the 22nd of the 1st at 7:53 a.m. That's my time here in Sydney. So if you are overseas, it'll probably be more the 21st there. So with this new moon, we've also got a conjunction with Saturn and Venus. It's also happening in Aquarius. We've also got this week, we've had Mercury, which is just coming direct. And then by Monday, we've also got Uranus, which is coming direct too. So by Uranus, we're going to start feeling like we're moving ahead. Like it's like the new year sort of beginning, and we're finally be able to progress and move. But the things that are going to be building up with this new moon, it's going to be issues to regards with our freedom, like we're wanting our freedom. When we're dealing with the new moon, we are putting intentions in what we want, and it's the starting up of a cycle for 2 weeks. So we get the full moon at the end of the 2 weeks. So, but I feel like it's bringing things up with freedom. It's also bringing things up about finding a balance and finding a new way of doing things. It's like with Aquarians, they're always ahead of their time and they're very futuristic, and I feel like they're like good inventors and they're good thinkers. It's also can be a time or week of being cautious with relationships and finances with this Venus and Saturn conjunction that's coming in also in Aquarius. It's going to be about trying to be, I feel like, respectful of people's opinions. We've got this Mercury going direct in Capricorn. Capricorn is about structure. It's very organized. It's being prepared, routine, law and order. But also a Capricorn, Capricorns are quite honest people, and they will just tell you as it is. Mixing that with the Aquarian energy, it's like everyone's opinion counts, everyone's opinions matter, because everybody needs to have their say. So I just feel like there's going to be conversations coming up where people are voicing their opinions too. And it's about, I feel like it's going to bring about instability this week with these conjunctions with Venus and Saturn coming. But there are going to be also questions asking about certain liberties and certain things that people aren't very happy about within communities, with things that are happening around the world. And I also said in my last week's video about in the cards how I saw that there could be like governments changing hands, or those changing, I could see changing hands. And then we just got the New Zealand Prime Minister stepping down yesterday. And then I also heard about in one of the Asian countries there's someone else that stepped down too. So it was interesting from last week in the cards that I could see someone stepping down. I knew it was going to be to do with government, and then that happened. I know for some of you it wasn't the leader that you wanted, but I feel like everyone has their day. So these days these things will come up. But what's coming up as well with this week, I feel like its motivation is going to be more. It's going to be on a high, especially once we get this Uranus coming ahead. There's a lot of talk and heavy opinions about what's going to come up this week. I said everyone's going to want to have their say, and everyone wants to have a say about something. So and it's with this Capricorn energy mixed with Aquarian energy. It can be quite a tricky thing, but it's also about being respectful of what people's opinions are. Everyone has their own opinion and see the world through a different way of seeing things. And they think differently too. So this year I've got more explosive truths coming out. So I do feel like more truth bombs coming out here with this. I've got people wanting to be treated fairly and equally because of the Aquarian energy. Got prepared for anything and what we're going to hear. So to say what you expect to hear would be just unexpected things of hearing truths and hearing things and coming out, things happening. I feel like we're coming into this year very like we're still in these unpredictable times. But now's the time to network, to make moves and hustle, to start working on your goals, start making moves. It's a big thing this week. I got here, let the new year begin. So now it's like we're starting up the new year, starting fresh, bringing the momentum, the energy. Battle of restrictions. Everyone wants to be free, so I feel like that's going to be coming up this week with these energies. I got now it's not a time to hold on to things. Not holding on to grudges or holding on to things is not going to serve you well this week. I've got to look at what's important in your life and concentrate that. I feel like also about being blessed with those things too. Got to stick to what is best. we'll start to see changes in the most unexpected places. So places where you thought were probably going to be more stable, shocks and things are going to start happening up. We've got his shared knowledge and values, things that can help mankind. So express things that you feel like are going to help people and not be negative, not being so negative. Know your value. Also got that. Be respectful. Don't be scared to say no and to what you don't want. Now is not the time to be shy or nervous. So it's about being a confidence coming out here and going for what you want. Having confidence that you'll be successful in taking action to projects. But with this this conjunction here with Venus and Saturn, this can bring up problems with relationships and money too. So things can come up. So just be aware of that this week with this conjunction. We've had both the Sun and the Moon go past Pluto, so it could be an aspect of endings taking place too for this week as well. But I just feel like this Uranus going direct here in Taurus in its last part, it's going into this last quadrant, heading into the last quadrant of Taurus. There is this unexpected energy or things gonna pop up, I feel like. Especially when we're dealing with money and finances and around the world in what's happening. It's like I just feel like we haven't really heard anything yet. There's still more to coming up here around the world, but very true. And we're all gearing up for this big month in March where we have Saturn going into Pisces and then Pluto going into Aquarius. So we're gearing up for these big energy shifts and changes that are going to be coming up this year, which is exciting. So I'm going to do the cards to see what's coming up for this week with the cards. Let's have a look here. This week ahead. I kind of feel like when we went that the New Zealand Prime Minister, she's being pushed out. I feel like that she people weren't happy with what she had to say and what she was doing. I kind of feel like she's been pushed out of there, and we might hear more about that maybe coming out this week. Okay, so what we got here with the cards is that I feel like something about France. I feel like something's going to come up with France this week. Maybe people aren't going to be happy or going to the streets, but I feel like there's something with France this week that I feel like is a standout. There could be a chance of meeting someone new coming in this week, but with this conjunction with Saturn, I always say Saturn's problems with Venus, that rules relationship and finances. I don't know, just be cautious, just be wary for new people coming in. You might find a bit blindfolded or people take you by surprise with certain things. There's also, I feel like something about planning for like longevity and plans for like future and people wanting stability, but people's worlds may be turned upside down this week and certain shocks, just like unexpected things with this Uranus coming forward. So we're going to have Uranus coming up to like full speed soon when it starts hitting direct, and it's unpredictable energies, so it's going to start rolling in. But I feel like there is some I feel like good announcements that are going to come up this week too, and people I feel like might start to feel a bit like down or let down or stuck or not having that courage to go forward and feeling that nervous. But it's really a week I feel like where you've got to be brave and not showing weaknesses, not showing your nervousness, not showing that you got the anxiety there. And it is about going in, because I feel like, all planets direct, it's a good time to start putting things into action, start making those moves and to do what you're wanting to do. I know for me, I really want to start a podcast. So, I've asked people, and I'm going to look into something and hopefully start that in sometime in February. But it's now the time to start doing these things and making these moves to go out to up. And you will make leaps and bounds, and there will be breakthroughs this week. You might find it's a bit of an uphill battle, but you will get things done. Things will be, I feel like unexpected circumstances will turn around to make you feel, will make you be a bit more positive. There might be more, I feel like maybe more rain coming in if you're in like in Australia, in Sydney here, or around the world. Just feel like more rain, wet weather's coming in here, but there's a worriness about finances coming in. So I feel like there even could be something about the banks, maybe someone, well, banks closing. I feel like I can see a close sign as a bank. So there might be something with finances coming up this week. But I just feel like stay strong and stay steady. But I feel like people who are following their path are going to have some sort of success, and there is some sort of like relief, like, oh, I'm glad I didn't do that, or glad I didn't fall into that trap, or there's like relief coming in for people, for certain people this week that I do feel too. And there's going to be like a positive message that's going to come in with that too. I feel like this week too is all about loyalty, being people you're around by trusting, but there's loyalty and being intuitive as well this week. It's coming up here. But also people looking at searching things. I just feel like even with Europe, there's going to be something up with Europe coming up. I feel like there's going to be some big news stories happening around the world this week. Just events. People are going to be like, oh, like what? Like, can't expect, like, what? Did it happen? What? I feel like that's just something's going to come up this week. And I just feel like there's going to be things, people don't want to be in the box anymore, so people are going to be looking out for these freedoms, these intentions of freedoms, and these things are coming out, wanting people to do what they want to do. I feel like it's going to be a big theme this week coming up. So just if I can get a channel too, let's see. This new moon in Aquarius is going to be a magical new moon where it's going to be full of intentions and full of excitement of our freedoms and wanting stability and the world that we want to live in. It will bring up and create things that you never thought would happen. There's people going to be cheering and for their own wins in their own life and personal life and their own gains. For others that may be a bit spoiled or been sitting on the fence line for far too long, you'll be forced to move and forced to face the truth and forced to take a side in where you have been trying to avoid. Things that you'll all avoid will be coming up this year. For it is not a year to avoid things, it is to face things head on and to show courage and to show that you can do it and that you are worthy. Be free and be glad for this new moon, for it is a new year ahead and you're finally going to start seeing movings and progressions happening. Okay, so let's just do 4 cards. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do these ones here. So let's just see. Let's have a look here. So I've got 4 cards out. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So card. So if you pick one out of the 4 cards, pick 1 card, and I give you a reading for the card. So this is card number 1. But this card here, it's like a magical week for you. It is a week of self-reflection, but also I feel like the inside's shining out. So like inner beauty is going to be shining out for some reason. You are taking a risk and taking in a new opportunities coming in for you. It's about making bold moves this week. It is about not hiding. It's about showing your true intentions and showing about how graceful you can be and at how life can make some sudden turns for you. And I feel like it just meant to be happy. 23 is standing out at me, so maybe the 23rd might be something up for you. Card number 2, which is this card here. This card here, I always feel like rainbows is about finding money and finding gold, I feel like. But I feel like there's a bit of a cautious there with that. Just be cautious in the wind of what's coming. If something's too easy, think things through and just do all the odds and ends with it. Because if it's too easy, it may not feel right. There's the thing about setting intentions, I feel like with relationship with this card is about having to set something free or set someone free, and it's about understanding where you want to belong in a relationship and not hold on to too much. Card number 3, which is this card here. This card here, it's like you're listening in silence, you're doing your own thing, you're being your own individual, your own self. It is time for you to start getting around people more, being more interactive with people, and meeting up with people. With this card too, I feel like possibly a new car could be on the cards for you as well. And to finally, it's like you want silence too. I feel like you want silence, and you want you're in your own little bubble, your own little world, with this card. Card number 4, which is this card here, with the Infinity. I just feel like let your imagination run wild, let things happen. Don't just live without regrets. Do what you want to do. This card is about abundance. This card is about bringing things in that you want the most. It is about taking action. You're a very good networker. You're making things happen for yourself. You're being very positive, and you're wanting everything to just sort of fall in your lap. I think for you, this card will be quite easy this week. Things that you really want will come into your life, I feel like, with this card as well. So that is it for this new moon. I feel like it's just very important, especially when it comes to your emotions. Your emotions are going to be, I feel like, maybe a little bit intense with this aspect. And even like emotionally, you might feel emotionally like, do you fit into this relationship? Has things been too hard? You're going to get these things coming up this week with this conjunction. But I feel like but motivation will be on a high. But just be careful in terms of like new money opportunities coming in. Just make sure it all is right, everything feels right with them. Okay, so thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments. And I've got the cat, she's always sort of here on the bed with me. And I'll see you for my next video. So bye for now.